Yes, right here.
Alright, I have a question for both of you. So I have a twin sister, and we're really close, and so we relate really well to the Dean and Sam dynamic. And I was just wondering, in your personal lives, I know you have siblings, how close are you to them? Thank you for the background music. I feel so special right now. That's really great. Thank you. Yeah, so basically, on the show you guys are really close, but, in real life, how close are you to your siblings? Like, are there similarities or any of that stuff?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
What did you say?
Oh my God.
Every day of my life. For 12 years. For 12 years. I've lost some of my soul. And it wasn't because I made a deal.
Oh my God. Well, team and team.
This is soulless Jensen. Do some pull-ups. Similarities, yeah. We look alike. I'm finding that the older I get, the more I'm starting to look like my brother. Whereas when we were younger, when we didn't really look alike. But I find the older he gets, he's getting pretty old, guys. It's been 12 years. He's gotten pretty old.
Come on, he's so young.
We figured out that. So, by the way, for those who don't know, this guy has a birthday on Wednesday. Yeah, they know. They sang me happy birthday last night. 86 years old. Looks good. Looks like 85. It's because 12 years on a show with him, it's like dog years. So, you said you were a twin? Pay attention! You said you were a twin? I'm very interested to see the similarities between my son and daughter when they start to get older. They're not identical, but I'm sure that there's going to be that connection. So that weird. They're still going to be related. We had the same last name. I actually ended up at a bar in Nashville, and there was a guy, big dude. I was like, "Hey, man." He's like, "Man, my wife, big fan, yada yada." I'm shaking his hand. He's like, "So, where you from?" And I was like, "Austin." And one of the guitarists on stage had a Keep Austin Weird shirt, and I was like, "Oh, cool, hometown." And I was like, so he's talking about the show. I'm like, "Well, my brother Dean, talking about the show." I'm like, he lives in Austin with his wife and kids. And he's like, "Wait, y'all are brothers?" And I couldn't really hear. It was one of those situations where you kind of catch like 3 or 4 words out of an 8-word sentence. And I was like, "But yeah. And so he's like, "Well, tell your brother hi." And I was like, "How do you know Jeff?" "Did you have surgery?" He's like, "Yeah, man, I can't believe you guys are brothers." And I was like, "Well, good to meet you. Good to meet you." This was last night. That was riveting. You might tell it again? No.
So I haven't decided yet whether I credit my brother or blame my brother for my obsession with supernatural. So I'm just wondering if any of your siblings have gotten you obsessed with anything.
Oh, I'm sure. A lot of my music taste probably stemmed from my brother. I think he was, when grunge came out, it was more his time than my time, but because we shared a room and listened to the same stuff, so I could probably credit him with the program. Yes, I'm happy about it, but that was probably something that my brother paved the way for. I left home when I was pretty young. I was still a teenager. So my sister was 11, and my older brother was already off to college. But I would say, music I think is certainly one thing that comes to mind. My brother was, though, he was a big hair 80s band guy. you know, like White Snake and the Warrants and Starship Troopers, Sheriff, Scorpions. And then that kind of led into getting into the older rock, which was the 70s and the 60s, and it just kind of spiraled out of control from there. But yeah, I certainly took that, and I don't know, you have to ask my sister or my brother if I've ever forced them to do anything. I don't think I have, though. There's been a great distance between us just geographically for quite a while, so they're safe for me. Although I know my brother tries to keep up with the show, but he's got, 3 kids and a job, and he's pretty busy, but he'll call me and he'll be like, hey, so I just finished watching episode 10, season 4. And I'm like, what? You know we're in season 11 now. And he's like, I know, I'm trying to catch up. So he's probably upset at the fact that I do a TV show and he needs to kind of stay on top of that.
Yeah, we don't have to my brother's a surgeon, and I don't have to watch an hour of his surgeries 20 times a year. So,
nor is he expected to. So that is kind of an interesting thing. We still good? You guys,
you're good.
What do we?
Think about it, about when that moment happened, but I think Jensen and I both just went you know what? This is found family. Could be found family. Maybe Jensen turns out to be an asshole. Maybe I turn out to be an asshole. And if that happens, then I can reverse and put my guards back up and be like, okay, this guy's a jerk. Or vice versa, he can say this guy's a jerk about me. But he and I both just kind of went all right, I'm gonna trust you. And he went, all right, I'm gonna trust you. We didn't say the words, but we just kind of had that communication nonverbal and went after it. And I to this day love the guy like a brother. And there are ups and downs. Someone goes through something in their life, and I'll speak of myself. Sometimes when I'm super stressed out, I can be a little curt, a little maybe caustic, a little snarky or sarcastic or something. And your buddies around you, my buddies around me rather, kind of have to be like, hey, you're kind of being a dickhead, man. You alright? And I have to go, no, I'm not alright. I'm going through this, but having that trust. And I think Jensen and I found that, I know Jensen and I found that with Supernatural and the Same Redeem. And I love their relationship. I want that for my 2 sons. I don't want the rebar, but I want them to just rely on each other. I heard a great quote, and maybe there's some parents out there as well, or people who have parents, which I think is most of us. My understanding of it, anyways, there was a quote, I'm gonna bastardize it. Parents leave us too soon. Children, we're not around long enough for our children. Siblings are the ones we go through life with. And I think siblings can mean anything. If you're an only child, it's your friend. It's your buddy. You need a partner. You need 2 people in that rowboat. There's somebody who's